So you're a new trader and trading is really hard and you want to avoid some of the most common mistakes out there, right? We all know that when we start something new, it's really difficult. There's a huge learning curve, and we also know that day trading is one of the hardest things that anybody can do, guys. 99% of traders fail. So how do we make sure that you aren't one of those failures? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. I am a day trader, and I'm going to go through the 3 worst mistakes that new day traders make and talk about what you should do instead. Let's get into it. So the number 1 mistake that new day traders make is the top or bottom of the range FOMO. I'm in a lot of Discords, guys. I've been trading for a long time in many different communities, and I see so many people take this trade. It actually blows my freaking mind. Absolutely blows it up. So here's what I mean by this. Imagine you've mapped your support and resistance levels, right? Basically the ends of the range. And the price is going up and up and up and up and up. And everybody's like, oh, I've missed 15 points of the move, but maybe this is gonna be some crazy breakout. Maybe this is gonna be one of those historic record-breaking days. Background noise. Maybe it's gonna be one of those historic record-breaking days, so I'm gonna buy a call even though we've already moved 15 points, even though we're at the place where we rejected before. Maybe things will be different this time. Maybe this time things are gonna go my way. No, they're not gonna go your way, guys. Do not buy calls when you're already at the end of the range on the top side, right? When you're hitting that resistance level, and do not buy puts at support, right? We say this, it's so cliche, buy high, sell low. So when the market is falling, when it's already dropped 15, 20 points, and more specifically, when you've hit the end of that zone, that's when you buy calls. I know it's hard to, when you see red, think green. And I know it's hard to think red when you see green. So that's exactly what you want to do if you want to be a good trader. Now let's go to number 2. The second mistake that new day traders make is the zero-dated lotto, right? So maybe you've been trading for a little bit. You go on the Wall Street bets, you go into your favorite degenerate, trading community, and you see somebody posted, hey, I turned $2,000 into $20,000, or I turned $3,000 into $300,000, some crazy returns, right? The thing that these people aren't telling you, even though they bought these zero-dated contracts, is how much money they lost in order to have that one good trade, right? Do not fall into the gambling mentality. Zero-dated option contracts, that means option contracts that are expiring today. There's 0 days left, right? That means if it's 10:30 in the morning on Friday and the option expires at 4 p.m. that day, that means Theta is beating the living shit out of the premium on that contract. You don't want to touch that contract as a new trader, guys. The returns on these can be great, but the way that zero-dated contracts work, especially if they're out the money, is that as soon as the market moves against you, you're going to immediately see heavy red, right? The inverse is true, is that, if it goes into the money, you get that gamma ramp, it spikes up immediately. If you don't know what those things are, then you definitely shouldn't be touching them. But the point is, do not take zero-dated contracts, and definitely do not take zero-dated lottos, right? So the lottos are where you see something is super far out the money, it's like 5 cents, and you're thinking, hey, maybe by the end of the day the market will skyrocket and I'll be the next person to post, turning $1,000 into $30,000. That will happen eventually, believe it or not, just by you doing good trades. You don't need to take random lottos. Those setups actually exist, and they exist in a way that isn't you just taking random shots in the dark. I kid you not, guys, I've been trading for a long time. There are legitimate days where you'll see active liquidity, you'll see a bounce, you'll see a rejection of some strong macro level, and you'll say there's actually a high chance, there's actually a high probability that we'll reject into either the low side of the weekly range, the daily range, or some other macro level that, if it's 2:30 and there's only an hour and a half left in the day, those contracts might be exceptionally cheap. And if they get into the money, they could go from $1 to $5 or $1 to $8. That actually just happened yesterday, right? There's some contracts that went from $1 to $8 in the last 30 minutes of the market. I was only holding 2 of them, and I sold them for like $3. So I didn't maximize that trade. But the point is, there are real trades where you can do this without just throwing lottos every day. One of the fastest ways to go broke as a new trader is death by 1,000 cuts. And if you constantly are gambling on lottos and zero-dated contracts, then you will be dead via like 10,000 cuts just like that. But that's number one and number two. Let's get to the third one over here. This one is so important. It's really dear to my heart, guys. I've seen a lot of traders basically have to quit the game due to this, right? And that is what I call the pump or dump dumperoni, right? Basically, you've seen somebody, maybe it was somebody from mistake number two, they posted that awesome win, right? They were in on, Wall Street Bet's favorite news stock, some crazy stock squeeze, right? It could be, Bed Bath & Beyond from earlier this year. And that's a great example. Watch me use Bed Bath & Beyond as this example. By the time you're seeing those posts hit the internet, those people have already made their money, right? So they're basically telling you to come in, and the reason that they're telling you to come in is because they need liquidity, right? If too many people sell at the same time, we know that the prices will go down. So how can you stop that? How can you stop the price from going down too fast? Well, you find more buyers. How can you find more buyers? Well, you build up this story. You say, hey guys, I got in at $1 and now it's worth $50 and you can too, even though it's already at $50 and these new people are coming in at $50 and you've already made the gains from $1 to $50, right? That's exactly how pump and dumps work, guys. People get in low, they build the narrative, and then you come in to provide liquidity, right? You are the sucker that they are selling and making their profits off of, right? So don't be the sucker, guys. Don't fall for the pump and dump dumperoni. And I actually hate to say this, but there is a legitimate strategy for pump and dumps. So I'm gonna say it because I'm a real trader and I have thought about it. But you have to get in on the pump side, right? So if there's somebody who you follow on Twitter or whatever and you know that they're a pumper, right? And the SEC hasn't got them yet, you know they're a pumper, just understand the timeline of their pumps and get in early, right? You can watch level 2 data, you can watch the order book for penny stocks, and you might see a whale come in like, oh, someone just accumulated 1,000 calls on this stock that's worthless. Maybe I'll take some just for whatever reason. There are methods, I'm not gonna go into them. I never do this anymore at all, unless there's like some crazy moonshot, random, they're all very subjective. But my advice to you as a new trader is don't touch it with a 100-foot pole. I forgot what feet were. Don't touch it with a 100-foot pole. You're gonna lose your money, and you're gonna be the bag holder, and you'll be the next person talking about how trading is all just smoke and mirrors and it's BS. And that's not true, right? Trading is really hard. Again, I started this video talking about how hard this is, guys. And that's because trading is a zero-sum game. There are winners and there are losers in trading, right? That's just the way that it is. And a lot of people, most people lose before they win, myself included, right? It took me a long time to be profitable. I made every single mistake that I just talked about in this video. Now we're getting to the real part of this video, but I've made every single one of these mistakes, guys. So don't do that. Take it from me. I've had some amazing trades recently. Just made 15 grand on Wednesday. Working towards even greater heights, and you can do that too. It's entirely possible. If you want more information, check out the links in my bio. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the last part of this video. So the last part of this video, here we are. And I just want to leave you guys with some heartfelt notes, guys. Like I was just saying, trading is super duper hard. I am here to help. So is this airplane. We're both here to help you become a more profitable trader, guys. If I can do it, I was a kid, grew up in a small town in Belleville, Illinois, never knew about finance, never knew about trading until I was an actual adult, right? So I'm 31 years old now. My first trade, I think I was 23, 24 years old. After years and years of practice, years and years of losing money, becoming more passionate. That's why I created this channel. That's why I want to help you guys. I'm so fired up and passionate about this, guys. Look at how many videos I've posted on my channel. Right, and every day I'm always working on creating better content, working with the guy behind the camera right now, Jason, to deliver this message and to help people become more financially literate. And so that's really what I'm gonna wrap this video up on. Follow me on Instagram, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I want you to come and join me on this journey. Again, check the links out down below in my bio, join my Discord. I will see you there. My name is Forrest, I invest in stuff you should too. See you in the next one. Peace.